Everybody on this snowy day. My daughter's going to show you our backyard. It's quite different from yesterday. It's all white. We've been having mostly snow, but now I think it's raining a little bit, but it's supposed to go back to snow. It's supposed to snow all the rest of today and into tomorrow. I don't know how much we have out there. I'm thinking maybe 6 to 7 inches at least. Some people got like 2 feet of snow. We have birds that are eating on their cedar because they have no other place to find their food. Well, today on this snowy Monday morning, I'm making a crumb cake. I'm adding in 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to get out of here. I'm predicting maybe Wednesday if I'm lucky. I have no idea when we're going to be able to get out of this house. I just don't know because, on top of the snow, we also had freezing rain, which doesn't help, obviously. I'm adding in 3/4 cup of sugar. Don't worry, folks, I have plenty of sugar left. That's one thing I made sure is we've supplied on a lot of food. 3/4 cup of sugar. Okay. Now the baking powder. Okay. I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay. 1, 2. Let's get rid of this. Now, the next thing I have to do is cut in my butter, or just gradually cut it in very slowly. So I'm going to grab a knife. The butter has to be softened. A little bit of butter. There we go. It's a buttery type of a cake today. You have to add a stick of butter. Okay. Now we're going to mix this together in a minute as soon as we get all the butter in. Put the butter in here. It has to be mixed together, folks. That's all I can explain. Because I'm going to go to the next step in about a minute. I'm going to add in the wet. Then we're going to top it. We're going to make the topping. It's going to be really delicious and yummy. Everything mixed together. Butter has to be soft, not melted, but very soft. All right, this should be enough butter cut in here because it's going to bake together with the cake. I just want to make sure it's a little bit more cut in. Then I'm going to go. What's a cup of milk? Okay. I'm now adding in 3/4 cup of milk. Sometimes you have to add a little bit more in. You just never know. All right, I'm going to whisk it a little bit more together here. Make sure everything is mixed together, and then we're going to go to the next step. All right, 3/4 cup of milk. 1 egg. Okay, and I'm also adding in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I want to make sure we have the right, 1 and 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla. There's a lot of vanilla added into this, all right? Then I'm going to go to the next step, which is the topping. Make sure you use pure extract. It's a lot better than using artificial vanilla. All right. My eyes are not the best in the morning. My camera lead might have to help me find a 1/2 teaspoon. Here it is. I got it. 2 and 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla. Oops. Okay. I hate to waste anything. I get very upset because it's not always easy to find things. The vanilla, folks, is not the cheapest thing to find. Now, we're going to mix this together. Then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next step, which is going to be the topping. Now keep in mind, folks, this could be a little dry. I might have to go add a little bit more milk in, which I might have to. We don't know yet. It looks a little dry to me. Yeah, it's a little too dry. Get everything mixed together. Then I'm going to grab the milk and put a little bit more in. It's just too dry for my comfort zone. So we're going to add a little bit more milk in. I mean, I know what the recipe says, folks, but you can't always trust a recipe. You have to go by your own feeling. There we go. It's coming along. A little bit more, maybe. Yeah, it's okay. Just a drop more. There we go. Just a little bit. You don't want to overdo it either, folks. Yeah, you want it a little moist, but not, overly moist, not overly dry. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to grab my cake pan. Let me fix my apron. We've had the last couple of days have been very, very snowy here. And, and you can't get out when it snows. You can get out when it rains, but you can't get out when it snows, obviously. Put a little bit more in here. It's not going to hurt. When something doesn't feel right, folks, you have to go by your own feelings. All right, we're going to put it into a greased cake pan. Now, there's still flour on the bottom here. Look at this. Get in there, you little devil. Okay. Now there's chunks of butter in here which is going to melt once it cooks into the cake. Now there's a little flour here which I'm going to mix together in a minute once we get it into the pan. It's going to be delicious once this is done, folks. I cannot wait to have this. I love a good crumb cake. Spread this out. Now there's butter in here, folks. You got to realize it's butter based. It's going to melt. Okay. So I'm smoothing it out to smooth the butter out also. Okay. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to make the crumb top. Bringing this bowl over, I'm going to put my milk away because until we can get out, we don't know when we're getting out, folks. We had one time many years ago, we had a 3-day snowstorm, folks, and I tell you, we could not really get out of the house. We were stuck for 3 days. I'm going to add in brown sugar, cinnamon, butter, and flour. This is going to make the crumb topping. This is what's going to really make it really delicious. I'm now adding in 1/3 cup of brown sugar. This is what's going to literally turn this into a crumb cake once I get the topping on. Come on, you little devil. I get it all out. Even the brown sugar's not happy today about the weather. I think any of us are, but all right. All right. I'm going to mix all this together. All right. Now, the next thing I need to do is add in my cinnamon, which is a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, let me find it. Let me find it. Just got to find it. It's right here. There we go. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. Now I'm going to add in my flour, which is 2/3 cup of flour. Oh, it smells so good already, folks. Oh. Okay, 2/3. Now I have one more thing to add in is melted butter, and it's really going to be a delicious, wonderful topping. Oh, I can't wait to have it. We have another spoon here. We have a lot of wooden spoons here because I sort of like to copy my grandmother. 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We're going to mix this together. It's going to be floury in the beginning, but it's going to all melt together. Keep mixing. It's just going to become a crumb topping. There we go. And it takes about 25 minutes to bake in the oven. Okay. Here we go. All right, about a 1/2 hour. And here we have a delicious, wonderful, homemade snowy day crumb cake. I'm going to try to cut it, but you got to realize it's very delicate. Here we have. Look how beautiful that came out, folks. Oh, I cannot wait to have it. It's a delicious, wonderful, homemade crumb cake on a very snowy day. And it's great served with a glass of milk, plain milk, or even a little buttermilk. You know, some people like buttermilk. I prefer plain milk, sometimes chocolatey milk. From Deborah H. Home Country Kitchen, have a great day, and please subscribe to my wonderful YouTube channel.